Hello sunshines, welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as Bunnyfish on all sorts of internet places, and today is Memorial Day in the States. I don't have to work today. I still woke up at 3 a.m. It's a little after 4 a.m. now, so I've been awake for an hour and I have had this thought percolating since last night. And so now I need to see if I can do it. I guess this thought started percolating several days ago, when I started the second row of this blanket that I'm making for my littlest. And this is the edge, like the top or bottom edge of the blanket. It's cute. It's got these little triangle cutouts. It's cute. I'm okay with it. And I should have anticipated this issue a while ago because I am also making a beekeeper's quilt, which is hexapuffs for my oldest kiddo. And I already know that I don't like the edge where it is this sort of cutout. So it's like this. It's a whole half of a hexagon, a trapezoid, if you will. I do not like the trapezoid edge. So to reiterate, triangle edge, cute. Trapezoid edge, jarring. So I'm going to see, because I'm not working a pattern for this. I'm not even working a pattern for the motifs. I saw a picture of a motif and reverse engineered it. So I don't even know if I'm making this the right way, but I'm pretty sure I am. Let's just look at it for a moment. Look how cute that is. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how to make a half flower in a way that I find visually appealing. It is possible that it will take some trial and error, although I have a pretty solid idea of where I want to start. I just don't know if it will work. I don't know. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, so my original thought was to do like these 3 petals, but that doesn't give me the shape I need because it gives me a little extra space on the side of the border. So I think what I have to do, looking at it now, is do half petals and 2 full petals in order to get the shape that I want. So this is probably going to take some trial and error. And yeah, I'll bring you along for what that looks like. Depending on how long this takes, the lighting may change drastically because, as I said, it's somewhere between 4 and 4:30 in the morning. So ring light it is. I don't know if I'm going to... I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go watch some Yarn and Yarns. And specifically the 2024 12 cast-ons playlist. I'm to the part where it's projects. She's talking about the projects that she finished from that cast-on year. So I'm going to go watch some of those and see if I can figure out how to make a half flower motif. The yarn that I'm going to use is inside this cute little bag. It is one of my summer sock basket challenge yarns, which I haven't cast on yet, but I don't really think that I want it in any of my personal blankets, but I do think it would make a really cheerful, bright Flower. So this is 716 knit, 716 sock in the colorway. Oh, I put the tag inside the yarn cozy. Let me take that out. In the colorway, I happen to be a, let's not cover my mouth while I say it, that's rude. I happen to be a very powerful man witch. I do try to be cognizant of that. Like, I know that I record my hands, but if my face is on the screen, I try not to cover my mouth. So yes, I happen to be a very powerful man witch. I think it'll be fun and bright and exciting. And then maybe I will just cast on the sock since I have it out. And I want to. I don't even love these colors in real life. I'm just not like a ruddy, yellowy person. But I have been wanting to cast this on for like 2 weeks now. I'm like, oh, that's the next one. That's the next one that I want to cast on. Not that I didn't want to cast on the Luna Moth, but I pulled out the Luna Moth, and then I just, for some reason, kept going back to this bag and wanting to cast this on a lot. So that's what I'm thinking. I guess I'll stop waffling on and go get this started. All right, so attempt 1 is I'm not going to cut the yarn because if this doesn't work out, I don't want to be making a lot of tiny pieces of yarn that I can't really use for, I mean, I can use, but I can't really use. So I'm not going to cut the yarn. I have a chain 3 and then a chain 1 for a space, and then 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then chain 4 and join back in the beginning, in the center of the stitch. Now it's time to make the petals and the half petals. I'm feeling a little nervous about this. All right, so I've done rounds 2 and 3, and again, I haven't cut the yarn, so like there's a big, there's a bunch of the yellow yarn that just goes across because when you're working in rounds, and I don't want the edge flowers to look different because instead of working in the round, I turn here and go back. So I just carried the yarn across, and I think it's going to work. It does look huge right now, but I actually laid it on top of, I don't know if you can tell, it's making weird shadows. I don't know. I laid it on top of the other flowers, and it's not like way, way bigger. It's just a little bit bigger, so I think it's going to work. Let's go ahead and attach the white and see how it goes. Also, I'm using a US size F hook with fingering weight yarns. I probably should have said that earlier, but you know. Okay, so I did rows 4 and 5, but only half of 5 because round 5 is the clusters, and that's where I attach. And obviously over here, there's nothing to attach. I think that looks good. And I had intended always to do one more bit of clusters around the edge just to really, I don't know, like really finish off the blanket. Or maybe even, I was going to say maybe even like single crochet around the edge, but I think I want to do clusters. So even though it's a little bit like not flush, I think when I do the final border, it'll work. I think that looks good. Yeah. I'm going to cut all of these yarns and weave in all of these ends, which is extreme. I usually weave in the tail immediately after cutting the yarn on crochet because I just find it super quick and easy to do. But now I have to weave in all of those. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think that's gonna look good? Let's try one more thing. Okay, that's cute. So I went ahead and started the border over here just so I could see, so I could really, really visualize how that turns out, and that I'm really happy with that. I think that's so cute. I think it looks so good. I am really pleased with my own solution, and it doesn't take that long. I mean, I know that the flowers don't take that long, but the current vlog that I'm watching is 34 minutes, and I haven't watched the entire vlog. So less than 30 minutes, I think, to make this whole motif and put this border on. So that's awesome. I think that's super cute. I'm very pleased with it. Thank you for joining me. I really, really, really like, actually, when I wake up kind of ridiculous early, because this is the best working time for me. Like, I get so much done, and then 10 a.m. hits, like on any day, and I'm like, okay, I have already been my most productive. But my best friend frequently tells me that I get so much done in my first few hours of the day, like more than most people, which I probably believe. I'm very, very productive in the mornings. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this little experiment. I really thought it was going to take me more than one attempt to like get it right, and it did. I did have to pull back like a couple stitches here and there just to see, you know, where I made an error, which you can't see it now, but originally it's really this corner. This corner was giving me not issues, but was being like a little tricky. I did a regular cluster here, but then it made like a giant gap. So I ended up doing a 2-stitch cluster and then chaining back into that corner on the 5th round. And that worked really, really well. I also, in the first iteration of the edging, I didn't do a cluster here. I had this cluster kind of go across these stitches and then did a cluster here, and I was like, that doesn't look right. So then I went back and ripped this out. But overall, it's been kind of a one-time trial, and it would have taken more if I hadn't talked it out with you first, because I definitely would have made 3 petals and then been like, oh, that doesn't fit. So thank you for letting me chat it out with you, because I need to verbally process sometimes. I am super excited for this blanket. It is my lowest priority blanket that has a time limit. I have other blankets that are lower priority because they're just for me. There is no time limit. But it's like time-wise, this is the one that I need the least soon. Does that make sense? But I'm really excited to have made like this discovery in how to make this shape. It's totally possible. Maybe you've made an African flower blanket before and you're like, I've totally seen that before. Maybe you've made one of the animals and they do this in there. I've never made one. So it was just, I don't know, it was a fun little experiment. Now I'm feeling self-conscious about it. I'm going to stop recording here. Thank you so much for watching. Questions, comments below, and hit the like button if you liked it. If this is your first video and you enjoyed it, subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now, friends.